All right, so we are now unmuted, and if anybody is watching, this is ZombSEIS Art Rant episode 13 with GG, Superman, and Byron. We're the team behind the ZombSEIS project on the SEI network. I'm the artist. GG and Superman are the masterminds of whatever it is they master. Yeah, I don't know what to say right now. It feels like a Monday. It's a Tuesday. We're also the team behind the Creepy Companions, which was the project that brought about this ZombSEIS. So, yeah, and markets are dead. What else is new?
Well, we keep chugging forward. What else do you want to do, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of, honestly, it's very disappointing that such an issue with Magic Eden and the whole blockchain on SEI. In case anyone's wondering, this is my first drawing of the day, so it's just a kind of a warm-up sketch. I plan on doing some, hopefully, like accessories, like frying pans and things like that later. But for now, it's just a drawing.
So let's get started here.
Sure.
So while you're drawing there, and I'm sorry if my dogs are making a bit of noise there. They're playing with their little tutus. So yeah, Magic Eden, it is unfortunate that we're still trying to sort the issues. I mean, it's really put a dent in the sentiment, right? We can't put auctions up. We can't do any of that stuff that we had as a utility for ZombSEIS. But at the same time, let's hope that, while they're sorting all these issues, the market might have a bit of time to recover here. Because NFTs on SEI right now, obviously, is pretty dead. We had the Drill Club that came. So this project from Polygon, they were actually quite big on Polygon. There was a free mint, and they were one of the biggest organic communities to grow from Polygon, and now they're on SEI. So somewhere SEI has made an impact on some of these creators, and they want to come here. So it's a cool project, honestly, that came here. I won't lie, I know them from the Space Kellys, where they used to have like a pretty big partnership on Polygon. That's another project that's there on Polygon. They're the ones that actually launched the Liquidify platform lately, and I think they'll be coming on SEI with their tools and auctions and raffles and all that. I'm still not sure when they're going to launch that. I think they're waiting for better market sentiment to do whatever they want to do. So again, we're at the mercy of the markets. There's not much we can do other than keep doing our live streams, keep showing up, even though the markets are not fun. At the end of the day, we're more of an art-based collection, right? We're not here necessarily to count the dollars. We're not here to try and bring our floor price to crazy prices. We're really here to gravitate around your art and people to really enjoy this part, right? Because this is free right now. You can watch this for free and enjoy it, and that's priceless.
Wow, it is a slow news day, isn't it? Jeez.
I actually do have some news. It's more on the Creepy Companion side, but
okay. Well, we're all about that too. I mean, that is one of our collections, and it's basically the blue chip of the Byron universe in some respects. That's kind of what I'm trying to build toward.
So for the Creepy Companions, it's been a while since we put a piece out there as well. So just like the Say of the Dead, we do have one-on-ones on Stargaze, which is called Horde of the Undead, the collection. And now, since you did have pieces ready, right? You've been still drawing, even though Magic Eden's not ready for us. So
the art never stops.
To take the pieces we had and start showcasing them, because Creepy Companions, I think the last piece we put out was the Goodfellas. So it's been a while. So what I did yesterday, Byron, I don't know if you saw, but inside the Creepy Companion section, in the suggestions, I put out all those pieces that you had, and I made people vote. I think before I start putting pieces out, and I want to know if, first of all, are there people interested in the specific pieces? And how many did I put yesterday? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you do have a Creepy Companions, there's 6 pieces that I put up for suggestions inside of the Discord. There's a zombie Luigi. There's a dragon. There's just a guy on a brick behind a brick wall. There's the mad scientist. There's a collage piece. And then there's your PFP that you have on Twitch, which is the aliens and the bunch of faces all around. So I really like these pieces. So far, the most popular one, Byron, you know which one it is? You want to take a guess?
I'm going to guess Luigi.
You're right.
Yeah. That one's
got
cool
9. It's got 9 votes for, and I also put like 2 types of suggestions. So we had the option to either launch them as a standard auction directly on the Stargaze platform, so in stars. So we put it up for auction and people would bid with it. And if you guys don't remember, 50% of the funds we raised there go back into the DAO, and 50% is for Byron, the artist. So yeah, I think it's time that we restart. Although the markets are not cooperating, I still think it's relevant for us to keep putting pieces. There seems to be demand for them, right? There's at least quite a few votes right now on the Discord itself. We're going to be posting probably on Twitter today to get people to come in and vote on these pieces. But yeah, there's only one piece that they don't think deserves to be inside the Horde of the Undead, and it's the collage piece so far. So
Yeah, the one with the little unicorn there.
the unicorn, the Pillsbury, the heart.
Well,
So,
hey,
yeah,
it's nice
Yeah.
to know what people like. I mean, I have that one has like memories for me kind of thing, right? So it's nice to know what other people like, and to give them a variety to choose from. So that was cool of you to do that.
So majority of the pieces. So Luigi, it is so far winning is to launch it as an auction. Some other pieces they want to bid on them with their creepy companions or ZombSEIS inside the creepy section. So if the vote ends like this, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll really do what people want. We'll try to make these pieces last for the month, maybe even go a little bit into next month. I'm not gonna put them all out in one shot.
Okay.
But yeah, it was nice to get the sentiment because it's hard when the markets are like this. You're not sure. First of all, where's everybody, right? I think everybody's touching grass, or hopefully in a couple of weeks from now they'll be able to go touch some grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are doing other things. Crypto is not the priority for a lot of people right now, but
Yeah, real
Yeah,
life
there's
takes
still-
precedent.
people are still hanging around. So we're gonna put these pieces out one by one, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at least a few more days now for people to really put their input, and we're gonna start reopening the valves for the Horde of the Undead.
Okay. Probably this week or even at the latest early next week, I'll have another art dump for you and Superman to look through and decide what to do with.
I really hope they get the Magic Eden sorted out because, yeah, basically they don't have a one-on-one minter. They don't have auctions either on Magic Eden. It's like the biggest marketplace, and I'm really debating why you don't have those features because I think auctions are a pretty big deal for a marketplace to have.
I
At least
agree.
I would think so.
I also think it's
So-
kind of an unfortunate waste of time that it's been taking this long. I wonder if sometimes if we should have put a bit of emphasis on something else, but oh well, hindsight.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just hard to understand what's taking those so long. I mean, I'm sure their engineers are limited, and with the market dumping, it's got to be even more limited, right, in terms of funds that they have to contribute to this. And I mean, I can understand the collections are not generating a lot of volume, so it's not a priority. But yeah, it really sucks for the creators right now. Again, we want to talk to the Safe Foundation at some point. It's not easy to get into contact with them. We kind of feel like we're gonna have to like force it a little bit. Again, on Cosmos, everybody listens to me. Everybody wants to talk to me. On here, we still gotta make our place. It seems, no matter what your history is, you really gotta make your place on whatever chain you go to. People don't necessarily gravitate with you because you've done stuff on other chains. So we really gotta go the extra mile here. So I do think that Stargaze has the potential to potentially put a SAY market on their marketplace. It is the biggest marketplace on Cosmos. They are on CoinGecko. They just fixed their marketplace, so people can see their collections reflected directly on that. I guess what you can call that. CoinGecko is like a place where you see all the prices of the collections, the tokens. But yeah, it is something that I don't even see Magic Eden having right now. So it is quite unique for Stargaze because Stargaze is a blockchain. It's not an app itself, as in Magic Eden is more of an app marketplace.
Right. Yeah. So it's like for an example that I could do with. Heyo Atlas Stores. Drip is a market or an app on the Solana blockchain, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
As in Stargaze is an entire blockchain focused solely on NFTs. So the vision there was that it was going to be an app chain. So an app which is designed to do one thing, which is manage the NFTs, marketplace, launchpad. Now they got the DEX in there, so it's really growing nicely. They got the real world assets, right, that you can do as well. So there's got a lot of options, and yeah, they're focused solely on NFTs. So pretty cool, pretty cool.
Interesting. Bark, bark, bark. Yeah, overall, it's
My
been a pretty quiet weekend for myself as well. I didn't get nearly enough done that I wanted to get done, but it's I don't know what the hell I was gonna say. It's just been a weird weekend, weird start to this week. I don't know, maybe it's because spring is in the air and stuff like that, but I don't know.
It feels like it's chaos around the world, whether it be on the politics side. I think today they have those tariffs that are going live. That's why the markets are crashing.
Yep.
They're imposing tariffs on Canada, these other countries, Mexico, China. So Trump pumped the markets on Sunday, and then he dumped them right on the Monday. And they're like kind of teasing Wall Street, saying, "Hey, you guys can't trade on the weekend. Look what we did."
Right.
It's like pure market manipulation. But what are you going to do, man? We're still here. I'm still waiting for alt season. I really hope that it does actually happen at some point. I mean, if we're not close to the bottom, I think we're pretty close here. If ever there is going to be an alt season, yeah, it's hard to watch, man. It's been a long wait, and I've been here. This is my second, actually, yes, third. 2017 bear market, 2022, and this is going to be like, yeah, my second. This is going to be my third one now.
So, third bear or third bull?
I'm still not used to it. I still don't, you try to see the 4-year cycle, make sure that it follows through, but the cycles are never the same. They rhyme a little bit, but each and every cycle is different. So nobody can really call these things. So yeah, it's a special time of the year. I really didn't think it was going to last this long, but here we are, man.
Yeah, I honestly, in my opinion, the bull market hasn't even begun. I mean, it's still waking up. It's not even close to what it was and what it will be. I think it's kind of what you were saying. It's kind of getting some of the money makers out of there, like shaking out those that are just here to kind of flip everything, and then it's gonna suddenly turn around and they're gonna flip the narrative again.
What I saw a couple of analysts that were analyzing who's selling right now, and the people that are selling are people that have stacked Bitcoin for less than a year. So all the newcomers are the ones selling. People that have held for more than 1 year have not sold a penny of Bitcoin. So it's pretty crazy to see that it's only the people that are here now, right, that are being shaken out from, and they're getting baptized in the Bitcoin markets. And, if you're not used to it, yeah, it's hard. And I remember a couple of years ago, I got my cousin to, I used to tell him, you should get Bitcoin, you should get Bitcoin. Then he finally got it. And I remember getting a text when there was a big crash that I thought, this is garbage. Everything is shit. I sold everything. I can't believe it. What is this? And then, I felt like messaging him again and say like, hey, when BTC was 100K, it's like, what happens with your Bitcoin now, But I didn't do that. But, it sucks because why are you buying if you don't believe in it? You have to believe in it. Like myself, if I wouldn't believe in what I'm investing in, I'd be really miserable right now, right? But I still believe. He did announce crypto strategic reserves. We're calling Solana, ADA, XRP, BTC, Ethereum. And, this is what we were all waiting for. We were waiting for this to happen. Now that it's here, we're kind of sad because the markets are dumping. But from these analysts that I'm listening to is that until the Fed starts lowering the interest rates and they don't stop quantitative tightening, so basically they're selling or they're not buying and printing new money into the market. So there's no money for risk assets. So as soon as that happens, which is supposed to happen potentially this month, they should at least stop quantitative tightening and start easing up. And with that, usually it follows with money printing, lower of the interest rates. And when there's more money inside of the markets, well, usually Bitcoin benefits big time out of that. So now imagine, like a Doge, if they start sending checks, dividend checks to the people. Think about the COVID checks. When that happened, well, everybody got like Bitcoin with their COVID checks, and Bitcoin got a big boost out of it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, they have to lower the interest rates. If they don't lower the interest rates, these markets, people just don't have money to spend. Everything, all the money that you get comes at a at a cost of 5, 6%, whatever the interest rates are at. So that's what we're waiting for, man. And until that happens, I think it's still going to be rough for the markets, and I don't think we're really going to take off until that stops. And all the power is in the Americans, right? So they control the world right now. So we have to stay patient. I know Trump has asked Powell to lower the rates. He's not listening. But yeah, I think they're getting close. If it doesn't happen now, it's happening in June, July. So hopefully we don't have to wait that long. But
again, the goalposts have been moved.
actually, this month was supposed to be a big no-no, but the percentages have gone up a little bit. And I think the meeting is on the 18th, I believe, or the 17th. So we still got a week or two. And if the markets start bleeding, I think the Fed is gonna have a lot of pressure to reduce the rates right away. So they probably didn't want to do it now, but they might do it if the markets are shitting the bed like they are now. So maybe that's the plan.
Maybe. I don't know. It's all like the whole money aspect of this all. It's not what I ever got into crypto for, surprisingly. I just found it a really cool way to distribute my art on a worldwide basis and honestly make a few bucks. I never got into it for the investing side, and I tried that a little bit with you guys, and it's just not for me. I can't invest. I don't care to. I'll build my brand and rely on that for the next 20 or 30 years. Just keep building. But crypto is nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's an easy way to make a buck if you're an artist and you build an audience. Not like easy, but I mean, it's not bad easy. Hey, look, I got a couple people, mostly just Atlas Doors and Boss and Dad in the chat. Let's go. Hey, guys. Trying to be more, I don't know, like just trying to build the brand that is me and then dive into merch and stuff like that instead of trying to focus on building my bags of crypto. Because, like I said, I'm not very good at that, so I'll like lose track and shit like that. I won't know where to stake it. I won't know where to best take advantage of things like that because I'm always focused on what am I going to draw next? And what kind of project am I going to make next? So,
well, if you're in that situation, Byron, honestly, what I would recommend to you is whatever you get finds, whenever you have crypto, just swap it into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Keep stacking that Bitcoin until you get one. I know it sounds crazy, right? Because it's like 100K, but I mean, I know like you got the Pengu airdrop, then you got like, some sales from some coins, from some collections, some royalties. But if you slowly put it into BTC, and in hindsight, if I would have known, I wouldn't be so exposed to altcoins. Because at the end of the day, Bitcoin is king. It's what drives the markets, and this time around, now that institutions are in, it's like it's really being exposed that the only one that people really care about is Bitcoin.
Right.
So in hindsight, it was clear as day. We all knew it. But we all wanted to get on the riskier assets. Everybody wants that 100, 1,000x, get rich overnight. But, if I would have just invested in Bitcoin, I might be rich already. So I regret it. I got so many airdrops mine that went to zero, altcoins that did that 100x, but you still don't sell for some reason. It's all in your head. And this is how they get, man. You get greedy and then you live with regret for a long time. And then it pumps, you sell too early, and it really fucks with your psyche. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, but again, for you that you're not going into the staking and all that stuff, just hold BTC because technically, from what the analysts are predicting, it's going to go up 16-20% per year every single year. So I mean, what's the point of not hitting at that point?
Yeah, I was borderline kicking myself for not investing in a bit more Solana as I watched it pump up, and then then I was feeling okay after I watched it dump back down again. But I'm slowly turning most of my stuff into Bitcoin. I put
that meme, right? When Solana's at $300, oh shit, I can't believe I missed out. Then when it dumps to 150, it's like I'm not buying that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's kind of the time to buy, right? Buy on the dip, and it just keeps dipping. Yeah.
Like right now, that's what it is, right? It's that Bitcoin is going back to that 80K. Now the thing is, this is where they get you, right? Is it a double bottom and we lose the floor and Bitcoin goes lower, or is it going to bounce here and go much higher? And people are going to be putting their bets. You're going to have half of the people shorting, half of the people longing, and whichever side is more weighed or more favored, well, they're going to go the other way. That's what the market maker is going to do.
Huh.
And right now, he's having a field day. On Monday, I think it pumped 15K to then dump 15K the following day. Like, wow. That's like.
Yeah, that stuff hurts
market.
my brain.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Let's see here. Just make sure my controls are all going. That would suck if we were like totally muted the whole time, but it looks like we should be fine. All right.
Yeah.
What else is going on?
Well, right now there's a creator round going on. Say, if people haven't voted yet, you guys can go vote. It's mostly like established projects that have been here for a long time that built some tools. I know there's Decoder Dev. I think there's a Compass Wallet. There's some big platforms too, like Dragon Swap and stuff like that are on there. There's smaller projects like the Fuckers, the Crafty Canines, and some other smaller projects. I mean, I'm happy for them. I mean, it's cool that Say is supporting them. Us, we got a little bit of a cold shower with the last creators round. I think they kind of thought that we were botting it somehow. I don't know. It's a bunch of bullshit, honestly, but that is what it is.
That last bonus never got dispersed yet, eh?
No, they're still waiting for it. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard for a project like us because we came from the outside coming in, and I kind of feel that some of our users or community members got flagged as bots because they don't interact much on Say, right? They got their Kepler wallet. We got them transferring their funds to EVM. Then we tried to tell them that they could vote for us if they wanted to. And probably they all got flagged as bots because it's probably a wallet that it's the first time interacting with the chain. I mean, like, I don't see what the goal for us would have been to bot that, knowing that, you guys were going to be looking for bots. It wasn't something that, we did. I hope nobody actually did it behind their backs, and I don't see why somebody would go and vote like crazy for us via bots if it's not us directly pushing it, right? So, yeah, it sucks. It is what it is. I kind of feel that there's a lot of clicks and that clique, the cool kids are hanging all together. They're all supporting each other, which is cool. For us to get in there, since we haven't been here since the very beginning, it is much harder for us, and with the markets not cooperating, it makes it that much harder too. So
yeah, I've never been one to try to fit into that. That's kind of what the whole purpose of the Horde was, right? To build my own community with like-minded people and stuff, and that we have accomplished that with the ZombSEIS. We've filled up the AAA Discord with some really cool people. We got some hardcore collectors that are all about the art, and then the other hardcore collectors that really know how to gamify everything on a collecting kind of level. Like Sticky Dinosaur, for example. That guy, he's making moves, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's not easy to sell art. I'll be honest with you. In terms of NFTs, like just art focused NFTs, they're hard to sell. I find the PFP is really the go-to collection, especially if larger size collections. I find art is really niche still. Smaller supplies are what works best. But yeah, I think with ZombSEIS, we really saw the power of the PFP. People really like to associate themselves to a certain brand or PFP specifically.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Let's say, I know we're talking about art now. So let's say you could have, who's your favorite artist? Like favorite, maybe not even a live artist anymore. If you could have a piece of art from somebody that had notoriety and was worth, let's say the artwork was worth $10,000. But you had to hold the NFT first. And you could sell it if you want, but you have to someone has to hold this NFT for a year before they can actually claim the original physical artwork. What chain, in all honesty, putting aside your favorites if you need to, would you want that artwork to be on so you could resell it if you wanted to, if this artist became even more famous or something?
Well, if I just have to look at liquidity, I'd say Solana.
Okay.
Because that's where the liquidity is right now. That's where things are taking off. But if I would have to pick a chain where I think is up and coming, where there's going to be more people coming in later on, it could probably be Cosmos. But obviously the cream of the cream is launching it on the Bitcoin network as an ordinal. That would be the top of the top, because those They're inscribed directly on the Bitcoin blockchain, and till this day, I don't think there's anything more valuable than having your NFT minted on the Bitcoin network, right? I think that's the cream of the cream. That's where if you can get people to really spend Bitcoin to get your art there, well, I think that's a place where you really want to be, because you're going to be inscribed directly on the chain. So you're going to be in a block, and your art is going to live with Bitcoin forever. So to me, it's the chain that you think is going to survive. Solana right now seems good, right? They got picked.
Yeah.
I mean, XRP has its own little ecosystem that I haven't explored, although I hold a lot of XRP. I've never really gotten into their ecosystem. I didn't really like the XRP ledger. I don't know, I just don't find it friendly. Same thing with Cardano. I just don't find it friendly. Solana was still a bit to me, not necessarily like Ethereum, but there's a lot of scams, right? When the platform is big, there's a lot of people trying to fish you or get you to click on some links and stuff. That's what I don't like about these bigger chains, but that's where the liquidity is. So if you really want to do something huge, that's where you're going to do it. So Solana right now, liquidity is there.
How about
Bitcoin
Ethereum?
had its moment with ordinals at first, but that even died down a little bit now. But I'm sure they're going to come with a second wave of ordinals, and it's upgrading. The thing about the ordinals, it creates more fees for the miners, because the blocks get more fees to produce them, because they fill the blocks with all these transactions and stuff. So I know that the miners are loving it for that, and that's why they have value, because the chain itself has value, the coin has value. So if you're minting something in BTC, well, it retains its value just for the fact that the token retains its value.
We'll have to look into that sometime, eh?
I would say for that, but I mean, now you were saying that, what if this piece was worth $10,000 and you have to hold it for a year to get the physical?
Yeah.
So you would sell it for like a large price? Is that what you're?
Yeah, like you could. Well, that's the point of the NFTs, right? If it's tied to the original and you start flipping it, you take that 10,000 NFT and you pump it up to 12 or 20 or something, right? Now, is the original artwork worth that much as well, or just the NFT? Because the NFT or the artwork hasn't been claimed yet; it's just still being sold, right? So you're flipping out artwork of an actual artist through the NFT. And then when someone finally wants to claim it, then it gets like adjusted and shipped out, and then the NFT can no longer be sold, kind of thing, right?
Well, this is why I like the Stargaze version of that, with the real world asset claim directly on the platform. So if somebody is buying an NFT and sees that the physical piece is no longer available, it's going to make the piece maybe not as valuable, right? As in, if somebody has, let's say this piece that you're making right now, knowing that there's still the claim on it for the real world piece, so the physical piece, is somebody going to be willing to pay more for it? Of course, I would think so. For sure, if it comes with the physical piece, somebody's willing to pay a bit more. If it doesn't come with the physical piece and it's just an NFT that anybody can right click save, I don't know if it has the same value, right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
The only thing that gives these NFTs values, and this is why we like to give utilities to our NFTs, is that because it is on chain, you can literally have a snapshot of who's holding what at what time. And I think that's the value behind the NFT itself. It's verifiable on chain. You know who has what, who's collecting what. Maybe you might not know their name, but you know that you have, let's say for Creepy Companions, you have 690 holders, and you have metrics and data, and you have statistics that can be used. And I think for you specifically, you have some pieces that are probably a lot higher quality, maybe that took you a lot more time, maybe some bigger pieces. I know you've done some pretty big paintings on you showed a couple with your Twitter.
Yeah.
So I think those bigger pieces there, if let's say you have a video and it took you, I don't know, a week to do it fully, and people really can see you working on it and like the whole process, and then you decide to go put that piece up for auction individually, I think that has a lot of power in itself. And I think you saw that on Stargaze. Remember the after the filter guy, he did the ghost on a painting, and he sold that one piece only with the physical piece.
Yeah, what did he sell it for again? I remember seeing it. I just didn't follow up on it.
I think he sold it for several $100s.
Nice.
And it would include the shipping, so it is a big piece to ship. I think it was, I think it was 2x2, maybe a bit more. So it was pretty big, right? It's not a small little sketch. So I think that's where the value of the art becomes more valuable, right? If it's a bigger piece, or compared to like an ink black and white sketch versus a quick sketch that you did in like during this live stream. I think those all have different value. It all depends on the time you spend on it. And obviously for you, like in the Creepy Companions, I see a lot of pieces that I really wonder how much time it took you to do them. There's some that have a lot of detail, some that look like they're like a big painting, not necessarily a small one. Right. And I would be curious to see if we open up demands for who would want to collect specific physical pieces of the Creepy Companions. Since it's not already integrated, we could do it at OTC. But I'd be curious to see how many people would be interested in acquiring those pieces. Obviously, you don't have all of them, right? So
no, we don't have them all. And like you said, some of those other ones were like the point of the Creepy Companion was kind of like a display of my development as an artist over the years. So there was like some that are obviously from like 2009 or earlier that don't have the same technical skills that I have now, right? And that's kind of the point of it. You get it's almost like looking, I'm not going to be saying that I'm as good as, but let's say you had a history book of Van Gogh, right? So you're looking at his early works to his latest works kind of thing, or Picasso or whatever. So there's sketches and things like that. I thought people might be interested in seeing what instead of just always the finished work of the person, how do they sketch? What does it look like when they sketch? Because that's obviously going to be a different kind of look than a fully finished thing. So that was kind of the point of it. And I know that some look more valuable than others, but then again, that is all up to the end user, collector. Right?
Yeah.
So
well, listen, we did something completely unique on Stargate. So nobody had done what we did there, and I think we've had a lot of success. Our collection and our model is supporting that floor every single month. Now we clearly see who the collectors are, who were just there to flip it. Some of them just got them for the ZombSEIS, and that was okay. I think we maxed out the community that we could have on Stargaze at the moment. I think 700 holders is quite a feat for a art collection in itself. Again, I think we've beaten a lot of records for that. The only thing that I would say for art like this is, a lot of people are now looking to flip and generate volume with this. So if they collected it, they want to keep it, and I think that's the part that one-on-one art maybe doesn't have versus a PFP collection where, some people just want to collect a specific trait. So that's the thing. And, every time I launch a collection, I learn something. So to me, it's only making me smarter. It's only making me see different things that I can do in the future if we release something else. And right now we see that the PFP is what NFT collectors are really enjoying to the max. But I do think there is a very small niche of collectors that are really there to collect the art itself. So I think the physical pieces are going to be big. Again, we're waiting to send the one for Gravy. So I think he's going to start that off for us. Maybe if he does an unboxing online, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I should have that sent out to him this week. I'm going to get his address hopefully today, and then get in the mail on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, I teased Sticky about his, by the way. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have, but I did.
What did he say?
I just said that Byron's working on something for you, for being so. He just burned some more ZombSEIS for free. So I told him, listen, all the ZombSEIS you're burning for free, they won't be in vain. So whenever there's no rush there, he knows now. So
well, now the pressure's on. No, I got to get that done. Byron. It's almost done. It's almost done too. So I just finished inking it. Then I'll take a picture of that so we can distribute it to, I don't know, holders on Drip as a little reward for ZombSEIS, and then give him the 101 painted version.
Maybe we can also do it live here on one of these streams and finish it off there.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. Maybe we'll do it on Thursday if you want.
I'll let him know.
Okay.
That's for sure. Some big news for us. I don't know if you saw yesterday. We finally revived one of these projects that we were working on for a long time. We didn't communicate a lot about it because one thing about crypto is when you put deadlines or timelines and you don't respect them, gets people angry. So
Yeah.
we decided to just stay silent, build out a beta test for this game that we had for the little Chihuahuas, which is called Armada. This is the project from On Chain Lore. So he's the one that did a bit of our visuals for Creepy Companions initially as well. So yeah, that was his baby project, and he had hit some hurdles and stuff along the way. But right now we're ready with a beta test, so people will be able to come and test out their 2v2. So we have the matchmaking set up, and people can go small groups at first, and we'll go test out that shooting game. So we're trying to do something like Call of Duty, Fortnite, all into one. And one of our grand visions is to eventually put in there like a zombie mode. That would be really cool. But yeah, again, this is all self-funded. So On-Chain Lore funded the entire thing himself with the launch of only the 250 NFTs. So I think just that in itself is like huge. We know a lot of projects, they ask for the fund first, and then they take the funds and they don't deliver. So we delivered first, and now we will be trying to apply for some grants here for the game itself to develop it further. But we really think we got something cool, and yeah, really exciting that we're going to share this. And obviously, because you guys are inside of our Discord, no matter which collection you're from, you'll be able to benefit from this, at least get some exposure to it. And we're going to try and get you guys, at least whoever wants to, after we get the first batch of the dog tag holders in, because they actually have the NFT that gives you the rights to participate in that. Well, we're going to do that, and we're trying to get even the ZombSEIS come in if somebody wants to go and try it out, or at least attend the sessions where we're going to be beta testing it with the community. So it's a long time coming, but it's here. And also soon is going to be Wowiverse. So again, AAA, it's been 3 years we're waiting for these builds. It's actually finally happening. It's very exciting, and just wish the markets would be in better position, because I think it'd be a lot more interest for what we're doing. But the tweet yesterday went a little bit viral. So yeah, slowly here, we're going to get the people to come back in the Discord, get verified, verify their dog tags for the beta test, and we'll go test that out, man. And if one day we could do the zombie waves, maybe it could be a bunch of ZombSEIS running after our little Chihuahuas.
That'd be so awesome. Here's a question. What do you think about open editions?
Right now, I think like if you're an artist and you're putting open editions, I find they get buried in the marketplaces. But if you have like a website and you have all of those links in one place, I think that's beneficial. Open editions are cool, but again, to me, the same piece repeated several times, other than if it's like a celebration for something like Halloween or Christmas, or it's just like a gift piece. I don't mind open editions like that, but in itself, like just the fact that it's the same piece several times, I just don't see the collector side of that. Or unless like maybe you're building a collection like long term, and you have to collect all the open editions to one day have, let's say, all the 12 pieces, and then who actually collected all 12 from those 12 different mints. That could be something cool. But
yeah, exactly. Now, what about an open edition, a collection of open editions? So it's one collection, and inside that collection are 50 different artworks, and they're each open edition, but they each cost $10 to buy one. And
so it's like a one minter,
right? One-on-one minter, but it's open edition, all on the same collection, and it's high price, and it comes with not necessarily utility of like, I don't know, just comes with the ability to get a more exclusive NFT later. And that's the only utility. You have to collect these $10 things to be able to get this extra super ultra rare one later.
Yeah, well, I would do smaller supplies for those, because I don't think there's a major demand for that. But there is demand for rarer stuff. So for sure, smaller supplies for that. I think those work well. I know for sure that the smaller ones, especially if you're an artist that's really like participating in the ecosystem, showing up on their spaces, people get to know you, and the more they get to know you, the more they'll support you. I think, especially on Stargates, I find that's really the motto here is, if you show up and you support other creators, other artists that are on the platform, and you show up, well, normally the people gravitate around you and they will collect your art. So I'm just thinking of Maria. So Maria is one of the first Stargaze artists. She's a lady, so already that is like a huge bonus for her. And yeah, she's always there, right? She's hosting a lot of the spaces, although her English is not that great. She's still there, right? She took that her Spanish accent and she really made efforts to show up on all these spaces, and that's why her collections are still to this day doing well. You can't buy any of her OG collections; they're like 100,000 stars, even more.
That's
So
crazy.
you see that people really respect the grind, right? They respect the grind.
Yeah.
So
She was there
so that's
early
it.
on in Stargaze then too, right?
She was one of the Genesis, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference. That's why we have very little traction on some other blockchains, like say, and but you do have traction on Stargaze because you were there early, and you did your work, and you did the time, you did the grind, and people respect you for that. They respect the whole AAA brand for that. That's pretty cool.
Well, AAA actually, this is one of the reasons why maybe some people hated us is that we started on Stargaze with small collections, and then we got opportunities to be Genesis collections on other chains and new marketplaces that were competing with Stargaze. So it's a love-hate relationship. At the end of the day, we were just trying to onboard as many users that we could through our ecosystem because we wanted them to come and collect the stuff that we were doing on these other chains. But yeah, it gets received 50-50. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Like we were able to launch the second Genesis collection on Territory when it launched. They airdropped something like thousands of dollars to different NFT collections on Stargaze. So a lot of these projects ended up making a collection on Territory. Territory didn't pan out too much. The token is suffering tremendously right now, which is affecting the sentiment on that chain, which is unfortunate because it was one of our most successful collections that we've ever launched. So it's quite unfortunate, right? So now we wanted to come back on Stargaze, but as the AAA brand itself, since we were already, connected with the Wawas and the little dogs, we were really looking to incubate a new artist or a new project, and this is where we met you. So, we really wanted to do something different, and we really wanted to bring quality to Stargaze. We didn't want to do another AI collection or another Wawa themed collection on Stargaze. People were making them left and right, and right now there's maybe 2 or 3 collections that are still related to Wawa that are active, and they're all ours. So. So that's what it is, man. So I think that now they have that respect. I think they have that respect that we onboarded you to Stargaze. I think you're sort of a renowned artist, no matter what.
No matter what I say, right?
You are renowned, man. You've been on TV, you've been on Forbes. Like, who can say that, right? So I find it super unique that we brought you there, and I think the Stargaze community embraces that. And I'm really excited for the next step, which is that PFP. That we're going to potentially do whenever that's ready. And I think people are really going to vibe with that one. And since we always launch collections and support the original ones, because our goal is not to dilute Court of the Undead or the Creepy Companions. Instead, via that collection, I think we're going to be able to provide a lot of value for the OG collection, put a lot more eyes on those one-on-ones. And now that we're sort of kind of reducing the supply, well, the funds that are backing the collection are becoming more and more for each individual holder. So now imagine with that PFP collection, if we have success with it and we bring a cool model. I think the model right now will be art-based again, and people would get more art by collecting. That's like a model that fits well with us, especially that we're art-based. And yeah, we're going to see how that goes. And if the markets would be cooperating at that time as well, I think we could really make a splash because your art is unique. I don't think anybody has any art similar to that. And look at what the ZombSEIS did on Say, right? It's a marketplace that's probably 10 times smaller than what Stargaze is. So yeah, it's going to be fun. And for sure, after that brand, this is what the objective is to have that PFP collection be able to be dropped on some other chains, just so that we can have one brand represent you on all these users. And by having that one brand, one NFT that people gravitate on, I think it's going to be easier for them to integrate themselves to whatever else we'll be building. it's hard work. It's not easy. It's hard to get people to go from one chain to the other. But if you give them an opportunity or a low cost mint that they can potentially make a little bit of money, well, they will invest and they will try it out. And I think we have all the right tools in place and the collections and the community in place to have success with a PFP launch. And yeah, we have a lot of friends here on Cosmos, so it's for sure a lot easier for us to make a splash. So
Yeah. Now that's the thing too. Like that's why you do test nets, right? Like you test net like crazy, hoping for some return, but mostly you spend the time, right?
this is what I like to do. Like since I'm doing this full time, I like to do test nets. A lot of these projects they give free money, so these test nets are incentivized. So what they want you to do is test out their decks, the liquidity pools, their platform, make sure that it works before they launch it officially with real money inside. So and for you taking the time to do that, they pay you. Sometimes it's really small amounts. Sometimes it's massive amounts that you wouldn't even believe that they're giving you that much money to just to do what you did. So
That's crazy.
there's one project. It was called Movement. It was one of the longest test nets I've ever done. I didn't even fully commit to it. I did a lot of it, and I spent several hours on it. Like I won't lie. On several months, I was putting at least an hour a day on it. But we ended up getting an airdrop of almost $10,000 US.
Wow.
So, and I mean, this is for doing a test net. I was totally shocked. It was incredible, right? And you know, I wasn't expecting that. But every time I faded a test net or I faded an airdrop for some freaking reason, it's always one of those good ones, right? So I try not to fade them as much as possible. The only thing about these things is that you have to have good practices, such as a burner wallet. So a wallet that does these things, that only does these things, because you don't want to get hacked. And I know you got a bit victim to that this weekend, which is fucking unfortunate. But yeah, that's why I try to do it. It's first time.
First time, yeah.
Me, it scares me every time, man, when I hear these stories, because I would be destroyed, man. And that's why I have my ledger, and I'm really hoping that there's no way they get to my ledger, because the ledger, you'll have to sign the transaction on the key for the funds to move. So it's that extra layer of security. But I mean, if the system itself is exposed, maybe they can see your passwords. I don't know what happens. And yeah, hacks are the worst. I got SIM swapped a few years ago on my phone.
What's that?
And so somebody impersonated me on the telephone, and they sent them a brand new SIM card for my cell phone, and they put it in their phone, and they started activating and trying to get into my emails, my crypto.com. Thank God I had 2FA. That's what saved me, because you know the 2FA codes, Google Authenticator, is on my device. It's not on my Google Cloud or whatever. So it's really on your device specifically. So they couldn't get into my stuff. I had called Bell. Here it's Bell Mobility, whatever.
Yeah, here too.
Does this. So they told me that, no, nothing's happening, sir, blah, 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 blah. The next day, I get a call from the fraud department saying that, they SIM swapped me. And because I was protected and I did all my 2FAs and stuff like that, I was protected. But what really hurt me is that I noticed it right away, right? I was watching the hockey game, and all of a sudden, I lost connection to my phone, like internet, and I would start seeing some pop-ups of security of like Google and all that stuff. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I called them, and they told me, no, nothing's happening. And that really pissed me off, because they let another 24 hours go before they flagged it when I called in,
Yeah.
But that's scary. And I didn't know this, but you would have to ask Bell that they cannot send out a new SIM card unless you're really there physically inside the store. So that's what I did now. But again, if like this has never happened to you before.
So I should call Bell and tell them that they don't let anyone swap my SIM unless I'm in there to getting it?
Exactly, and make sure you do the 2FA. A lot of people don't do it, right? Like on Twitter accounts, and how many Twitter accounts you see get hacked? None of them have 2FA, because it's easier to log in, right? You don't have to put and look for that code. That takes about 2 seconds.
Yeah,
man.
I'm logged in, but it doesn't always ask me for my 2FA every time I log back in.
Me, it does. So,
but I guess I just keep my computer logged in all the time, right?
Yeah, if you're logged in like that. But I mean, if somebody's trying to log in from any other device other than yours, they can't get in
Right.
because that 2FA is going to ask them to get it done. So it's rough times, Byron. But you know what? I think this month is going to be the final shakeout or whatever. Not if that, or else we're going into a bear market. So and that could be a few months. So
Uh,
hopefully we're not there. I think Trump's pride is too big for him to make crypto fail. He just bought a shit ton of it. He promised a bunch of bull runs, and the markets right now are bleeding a lot, which is not something you want when you're ushered in as the new president. Normally, new presidents come in and the markets do very well because it is a new president, but he's really stirring the pot right now and
yeah, he is.
scaring the Jesus out of everybody. So
So now here's the thing too, going back to what you said earlier though, crypto is tiny. So really the people that are being affected by the crypto markets, besides the rich people, like the everyday guys, they don't give a shit. They have no idea. They don't care. Crypto markets are tanking, who cares?
if you zoom out, okay, and let's say you take the Bitcoin chart and you zoom out, you see that whatever's going on right now is nothing. It's just a blip in the chart. So
Yep.
people that are affected is people that bought that 100,000, right?
Yeah.
Whoever bought Bitcoin at 100,000 right now is, biting their tongues, biting their lips, scared. It dumped 20%, 30%, 30% of their net worth is gone, right? But imagine the person that bought it at $3,000 and at $15,000 and at even at $69,000, they're still in profit, right? So they're not going to sell these people because they bought it, they believe in it, and as long as you have a 4-year time frame, you're always going to be in profit. So that's what it is. They're going to try and take all this Bitcoin away from us. At the end of the day, the US wants to hold 5% of the entire supply, so 1 million BTCs. They want to have full control of the markets that way. And right now, they're going to be passing legislation on Friday. Actually, not legislation. They're having a crypto summit with crypto czar David, what's his name? David Sachs. So he's going to be potentially, and these are the rumors, that they're going to announce 0% capital gains tax on US-based cryptos. So everything that was built in the US, well, there's going to be no capital gains tax on it. And that's freaking amazing. And that should be pretty bullish for the markets if that's what he actually announces. They announced the strategic reserves on Sunday. So maybe they'll come with some more tokens on Friday. And you can see just like one tweet from Trump is a 50, 60%, 70%, 80% pump for some of these coins. So it can go really fast. It's a question of one day. You have to be liquid and you got to sell.
So,
and, that's part.
oh shit, what was I going to say? Ah, fuck, I can't remember. Oh well. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to pump, it's going to dump, it's we're hopefully going to usher in a new age of crypto, right?
Yeah, I zoom out, I see all these announcements, I see legislation coming, I see that the banks are slowly closing down and slowly everything is moving to this decentralized world that we're going to end. The banks are going to start custodying cryptos as well. People are scared of the scams. So people are going to ask the banks to hold the coins for them. So that's, again, it takes time for all these laws to pass. They've all been started, but none executed 100% yet. I think today they repealed one of the Biden administration's that would prevent banks from self-custodying the cryptos for people. So it's a matter of time now. Is it 6 months, 7 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years? I don't know, but the future is crypto. So no matter what happens, I'm going to be holding on. And if we do get a blow off top or some real euphoric price action, I'm going to be exiting a good portion of my positions, waiting for potentially if everything plays out by December 2026, we should get another low for BTC, which is in about a year and a bit from now. So that's my play. That's how I'm going to play it. Hopefully, I'm not too late with that way of thinking for the markets. I'm just predicting that the markets will keep doing what they keep doing every 4 years for Bitcoin. And that's what I'm going to play it with. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Again, the spring is here soon. At least there's some nice weather coming, which should cheer us all up a little bit. I think the winter's been long. Today's pretty warm. It's snowing. There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna get winds and some snow over here, and then it's gonna go all your way, and you're gonna get dumped with another 40 or 50 centimeters. Ha ha ha.
Spring here in 16 days.
Yeah,
So,
that's what they say. We actually had really nice plus temperatures, and most of the snow melted in a nice kind of slow.
rain.
Yeah, because we've had real fast snow melts and followed up with heavy rain, and it flooded my whole basement. And that was the shits. I lost so much stuff, so much
Grab
work.
that, start shoveling further away from the house.
Yeah, well, exactly. And what it actually was is because we had so much dry spells, like we actually had droughts here for a couple of years, right? They considered it a drought, even though you wouldn't think it. And that caused the foundation around the house to kind of shrink down, so water was running toward the house instead of away from the house. So we had to get a bunch of dirt to build up that foundation and get the snow melt to start flowing away again.
Yeah, I used to work in the lower part of Montreal as a plumber, and I remember having to go in one of my little boats to go to a customer's house
Oh,
to
really?
go see what's going on. Yeah, the streets were flooded. Like I was in a little boat, and they made me go. I'm like, why are you making me go? I go, no matter what I try to do, I can't make the flood go away. I go, but they want to pay. The customers want you to go look. I go, okay, I'll go look. But I mean, the hell you want me to do?
Yeah.
They just wanted me to put like a pump that would pump the water out of the basement,
Yeah.
and they would put sand so that the water wouldn't come back in. But dude, that was wild. I'll show you some pictures of that. That
Sump
was
pumps and shit like that, eh?
the worst flooding ever that happened here. The snow melted so fast, and the entire west side of Montreal is like really lower and surrounded by water. So the entire place was flooded. I remember it was wild, man.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, Byron, we got 4 minutes.
Yes.
So are these items for the ZombSEIS or ZombStars?
Some of these, yeah, I figured I need to start making some accessories, and I have some other projects that I want to talk to you about maybe sometime in the back channels as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought, they got the zombie hands, so we got to have some things. This is going to be, or was supposed to be kind of like a frying pan, now it looks more like a magnifying glass. You'll probably see it in about 5 seconds or so. We've got an axe, a rolling pin, knife. My wife is making cookies again, so of course there's a rolling pin. Sorry, Gigi. It's ginger snaps today.
Just don't shoot me.
Yeah, I won't. Not this time. But yeah, so yeah, some accessories for the thing, because I got a lot of bodies. I've been putting that stuff together. I was hoping to have something for you yesterday, but my whole weekend was kind of weird and just took up every minute of my time. So accessories, gonna work on getting some samples for the V2 for you guys, so you can start shilling that a little bit, start building up some interest, and then also get you the Chihuahua stuff hopefully today. Well, I also
Perfect.
do that thing for Archer, and then finish packaging up for Gravy. And yeah,
Well, let's take this week to sort all these last couple of things. I mean, there's no rush when the markets are like this. I mean, there's no rush to put stuff out too much, too fast, because I mean, there's not a lot of game. Even on the tweets, you can see that community is destroyed right now. The sentiment is totally low, but we're gonna try and revive all of those sentiments, and we're gonna try and launch the Zeely campaign maybe next week. We're gonna stall it out this week since it dipped like crazy, but we're gonna be adding some NFT incentives. Again, we're reactivating the creepy companions with the suggestions and the pieces here. So hopefully they'll get some more interest to start collecting these. I mean, while the markets are bleeding, instead of putting some in stars, we can do them that people can bid with their ZombSEIS or their creepy companions. That's going to give them an alternative. They don't have to really spend money. At the same time, it supports the creepy companions collection by reducing the supply. So yeah, we're going to do that this week. And again, ZombSEIS, we're going to wait for Superman for some updates concerning the Magic Eden. I think they might be giving us access to the Creators Hub. But again, it seems very complex. I think we've had this discussion 7 times with them. So here we go for the 8th time. Hopefully 8 times the charm.
Yeah.
And we'll sort it out, guys. So again, Byron, thanks for taking the time today.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me.
We'll be back on Thursday. And I think the first piece we're going to put out is going to be Luigi, because it's the most popular one so far.
Yeah, it's the usual one I have the original of still. That was originally going to send it your way, but we're going to see what happens.
I might buy it, so
Well,
we'll
then
see.
you can have it. One last thing before we go. Would you be willing, if there was a chance of winning $1,000, would you be willing to go on to a different blockchain?
if there's a chance to win $1,000, yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
All right. Well, stay tuned for next episode then, as I'll have the details
thousand
for you.
dollars, Byron?
Yes, sir.
Where are you getting
$1,000. What's that?
Where are you getting $1,000, Byron?
Oh man, you'd be surprised at the connections I really do have.
It's in the backyard. You gotta dig it up.
No, I have actually access to about 5 or 6 grand worth of prizes. So
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
We got some things.
Well, let's talk about it in the channels, and we could maybe start talking about it on one of these live streams.
Dropping a little alfalfa
and we can
to get the FOMO going.
There was a different one, right? We don't have to always do these live streams. We can do a regular space if you're doing something different than say in Stargaze.
Sure.
We can go on a separate, just a regular spaces and live stream. You drawing directly on the spaces, because those were pretty cool as well.
Yeah, actually, it'll be a lot of fun to do again.
So, all right, Byron. So have a good one. We'll talk in the back channels. I have Superman DMing me, so maybe there's some updates. So I'll see you in the back channels. Thanks everybody for coming, and we'll see you guys all on Thursday.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks again.
Right.
Cheers.